No, back in the old country, one would call it bling bling. However, the locals here, they do prescribe it to be bling bang. Oh, what delightful piffle. Hello friends, John the Board Game Chap here. Today we're going to be having a look at Splendor from Space Cowboys. In it you're going to be acquiring gems and then using those gems to buy mining claims. And then once you've got those claims you're hopefully going to be attracting interest from the most influential figures around Europe. And then trade them all in for the most valuable commodity of all. Points! Yeah, anyway. So, let's crack it open, have a gander at how it plays, and see what I think of it. Beep, tap, boop, bap, tap, beep, beep. It's the Renaissance, and you guys are gem merchants. These fancy hobnobs from around Europe are rather hedonistic, and they need gems, and they want you to supply them, because they need them for their rings, their dresses, and God knows what else they want to do with them because they absolutely love the stuff and can't get enough. So it's up to you to get out there and be the best goddamn merchant that you can be. Because it's written, it's in your blood, it's in your parents' blood, they passed it down to you. Blood. When you're cut, you bleed gems. Get out there! The game revolves around this setup. You're going to start off acquiring gems of different colours, or you might go for these yellow ones that act as different coloured gems, wild ones, and then you're going to trade in those gems to get some of these development claims, and then you're going to get more gems and buy more claims, and then after that you're going to get even more gems to get more valuable claims, and these claims, they've got points on them to help you win the game. And then once you accumulate lots and lots of these claims, you become reputable, and then you get these noble figures who are marvelled by your wares, and they just want to give you some more points, and basically the first person who gets to 15 points wins, and that's the game. On initial inspection, the game presents itself as the equivalent of being summoned to the headmaster's office, unsure why you've been called. You assume you've been bad because the game's theme is about as appetising as a trip to the dentist. However, when you get to the office, you find out that it's not an office at all, it's a bouncy castle, and that headmaster isn't demonic whatsoever. The headmaster is a puppy. There's so much to like about this game, and I chuffing love it. First of all, the game is so simple to learn. You saw that little summary earlier. That is the entire game. You have 4 choices to make on your turn, and 3/4 of them is just deciding on the amount of gems you're going to take. The game is chock-a-block full of choices, and that's not just to decide what gems you're going to go for, but really focused around your 4th option of your turn, and that is, what on earth are you going to buy? Well, you could buy some mines. You might want to buy a rustic building. Or how about a beautiful boat to go across the 7 seas? Or even some exotic elephants. If none of those float your boat, then how about man? That man not good enough for you? How about this man? Or even this man? Men. With each claim that you purchase, you're going to get an extra gem in your permanent supply. These are going to be absolutely necessary because you can't afford the more valuable claims without buying up a bunch of these little ones first. This is such an easy concept to get into your head because it's like the story of Alan Sugar, starting right from the bottom, working hard, grafting in the marketplace, gradually working your way up, leaving chumps behind in your wake, and eventually becoming a mogul. Look, don't give me that. You mispronounced Tottenham, and it's with my pleasure you're fired. As you purchase more valuable claims, you'll notice these numbers appearing in the corner. These are the points that you're going to need to secure victory. But also, get enough claims of particular colours might attract the attention of these fancy chaps and chapettes. If these nobles like the cut of your jib, then they're going to offer you points for absolutely free. Now, this is where the game design blends so well, the mechanics, the gameplay, and even though the theme is abstract, it's such a succinct design to get your head around. The idea of working at the bottom, going from rags to riches, is just so intuitive. It just blends together really well, and I just love it when a game comes together. I don't smoke, so... Another feature that I love are the multiple paths to victory. The marketplace offers so many choices for you to take that you can opt for a variety of strategies. And what's perfect is that all of them are so balanced, any strategy could lead you to a potential victory. You would think that going for these nobles are the most sensible thing to do because essentially they're free points. All you've got to do is just trigger their requirements and they automatically come to you. You don't have to purchase them. But in doing so, if you want them quickly, you're going to have to get a bunch of these small tiles first, and you're going to end up wasting time getting all of those in supply when you could have been using up some of your valuable time going for the cards that are worth more points. Either strategy can work, any strategy can lead you to a win, and that's what makes this game brilliant. These gold tokens provide another interesting mechanic to the game. You see, on your turn, you can acquire one of them, but in doing so, you're also allowed to reserve one of the claims from the board. It is there for you and you alone to buy on a later turn. This provides some interesting gameplay because you could be defensive. You want assurances that the claim that you're going for is definitely going to belong to you. You could also be in contention with somebody else, that you're both going for a claim and you could try and block the other person off. Or you could just be a bit of a ball bag like this guy was and just try and block somebody else off because you know it's something that they're going for. All of this again adds to that streamlined, balanced gameplay, and no matter what you go for, there's just always a tightly fought contest. Do you want to spread all your claims on a variety of gems? Because you can. Or build a bank of 1 or 2 colours. Or you can be a major ball bag like this guy was. For example, in a 2 or 3 player game, you play the game with much less gems. So what you can try and do is corner the market and just hog one of the gem colours. And just, why? Just to pee your mates off. I've played multiple games of Splendor, and using one strategy can win you the game, but using it for another can make you lose as well. I've played a game of this where I tied for victory with another player, but had the game gone just one more turn, the person in last would have leapfrogged the both of us. So what I'm trying to say is that with the balance of this game, you rarely get a runaway leader. Momentum can shift from turn to turn, and you can get some nail-biting tension right down to the end. The quality of the art and components are fantastic as well. For starters, you've got the noble tokens, who are real prominent figures from the Renaissance itself. Also, the card design is so neat, it's so polished. You've got your main focal point, and the cost, the points and the gems circulated around the outside of the card. It's really nice to look at. And then you've got these gems. These aren't flimsy, lightweight plastic tokens. These are wonderfully weighted. They're so tactile. You just want to fidget with them. They just fill you with glee. I'm not really up for playing games today. It's magnificent! Can I touch it? Can I pull it? Now the game can make you go, because there are so many options on your turn. However, it doesn't really bother me, and I just encourage players just to be a little bit more direct with their actions, and that you'll learn from your mistakes that little bit quicker. Also, I acknowledge that the theme isn't particularly riveting at all. However, again, it just doesn't bother me because the gameplay is just so spot on. Now, if I really wanted to find something about this game that did bother me, and I mean, it really doesn't bother me that much, but it is a little bit irksome, is to do with the size of the box. I mean, you've got this ridiculously oversized insert here. If you get rid of that and just put all the components in the box, this is what you have left. I mean, what's up with all this space? Old King Charles V and I do not approve. Wonder if I can fit my head in it. So in conclusion, I think it is pretty safe to say that I really like this game. The box says it takes half an hour to play, which is true for a 2-player game, but I think a more accurate interpretation would be about 15 minutes per player. It scales really well for whatever player count you want, and yes, the theme might not be particularly appealing, but I reckon you should still give it a try because you just might love it. So there you have it, that was my review on Splendor. Tell me what your thoughts about it down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the game? Are there any games out there that are like this but do it better? Are there any games you want to see me review in the future? If so, let me know. Happy gaming and cheerio. Whew, got through the whole review without saying the word splendid.